I make my triumphant return to 101 things to do in Minecraft. There's so much left to do, so let's get into exploring, building, and crafting. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a fantastic day. It took me significantly longer than I thought it would to get the Nether where I wanted it to be. I really could not believe how long it took. But I finally did it, and I'm ready to show you what it looks like. So the house looks relatively the same all throughout here. Nothing too different around here as far as I can tell. The real change is outside. So you can see that there's a lot of these vines everywhere. This is a little refined over here. And you can also see the entire section in which this forest exists over here. So I managed to make it like, you know, kind of going from one sort of ground over here to another. It's kind of intertwining and whatnot. And it's able to be a spot where more mushrooms can grow. So if I'm in survival, I can harvest all these, plant more. And then I technically don't need to go to the other location. Because as I remember, that was the entire reason for me going to, you know, this extent via the rail system over here was for that reason and that reason only. So I didn't really need to bother connecting all this and everything, but I did anyways. So, I don't know. The thing I want to show you is the rail system here, which took me so long to do. It took me so long to get this how I wanted to, and I'm going to ride the minecart here and show you what works and what doesn't. So this is all black stone here. There's powered rails working on this all the way through. These lanterns here designate where the powered rails are. That is where the end portal is in the overworld, and it just keeps going and going. And instead of going all the way straight with this line into the left like I had been previously, I had the smart idea to bypass that, kind of, and take things at an angle over here, which, man, did this take... It took so long. Oh, my goodness. To do all this, it took so long. I really can't believe... It was literally like an hour and a half, 2 hours, in creative mode, having everything at my disposal to make this thing work. 2 hours, okay? And so the other bridge over there is entirely broken up, except for a couple of remnants over there. I used beds to clear out the area. And what you'll notice here as well is that instead of going, like, this way, then up a little bit, and then up again, it just goes this level all the way and then all the way up. So, to clear out that pathway, I used a bunch of beds to clear out, like, the upper portions here. So what you'll see after this section over here is you'll see, like, some things like really on fire randomly. That's what that is. It's all of the beds that I placed, like, there's no example of it over here, but let me see. So, like, I think I did it not quite over here. Oh, I'll move, thank you. Like over here. So you can see I exploded a bunch of beds right over toward this way to kind of make it a bit more spooky with the entrance and whatnot. Things on fire over here, make it look very natural with the way that it was spawning in the world. This whole section, this whole mountain is gone right here. And then I did that over here as well. So now when you're entering to the other nether base, you're seeing all this fire up here. That's where the bridge was before. Lava's coming down here. It looks very like grand entrance-like, and I really like it, along with the lanterns and everything else. And then you head all the way up toward this way. You can take the stairs and walk if you want to. And then bam, you're right at the front door of this area. Walk right in, and there you go. There's the other nether base. Over toward this way is the other forest that we initially had. You have these little guys over here. There's a saddle on that one right there. And there's also just, you know, a little bit of an entrance over here. Nothing too crazy, but it makes it feel a bit more like home. If we pop through here, there's that overworld area that is literally gone untouched. So that is everything pertaining to this area here. That's all the same as it was before. I made a little bit of modifications here so that way this guy doesn't get out. But yes, that is the entirety of what I did in the Nether. I can't believe how long it took me. I know I said it like 2 or 3 times already, but man, it took so long to do what I wanted to do and make it work well. And this isn't even 100% the way I wanted it to be. So, like, if I'm in survival mode, let's say I go into survival over here, and I have these 44, you know, rockets, all right? So if I'm flying 1, 2, 3, and then go, oh, okay, cool. So I could fly over just like this, right? And I can keep flying all the way through the Nether. And if I have the exact coordinates, I can figure out exactly where I need to go. Oh, oh, baby. Why was I underwater right there? That's kind of weird. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, there we go. And I can fly. Oh, there we go. If I really wanted to, I would clear out the whole top portion here and make it so I can fly and not have it be super duper risky in that way. But let's say I want to go 1, 2, 3, boop, over toward this way, and I can fly all throughout the Nether. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy all through here. That gas is not going to bother me whatsoever, and I can fly just like this. That might actually be something I do off camera, is like figure that out, because that might be a thing. And then, oh, yeah, there we go. So I could have absolutely bit the dust right there, but I didn't. And there's the Nether. My name is Brian Saviano, BricksOBrian. Thank you so much for joining me for 101 Things to Do in Minecraft. And I made a Nether base, and it looks very complete with all the vines everywhere, making it feel a lot more like home. There's all sorts of redstone torches under here, lit up the entire way. And you know what? The thing that is left to do is not only make a base in the Nether, but also in the end. Because in the end, it does really matter this time around here. So I'm going to fly on over and then try to yoink right into the portal. Here we go. Yoink! Ooh, I kind of hit my head. Whoops. But here is the other area in the overworld where I was at before. There was a fountain here before, but I wanted to still have something involving water over here, but I didn't want it to be smack dab in the middle, so I can make an easy, clean getaway into here. So there's some water over here. If I really wanted to, this whole area would be changed in some way, but I'm not going to mess with it for right now. What I'm thinking I might do is, for my own personal time, like, I can refine a lot of this. So instead of having the water pop out right here, it would be more smack dab in the middle of the room, and try to, like, you know, refine the entire area in which this all exists to try to make it, you know, a bit more, I guess, professional looking. So anyways, I was actually in the end before, and I did change a couple of things here as I prepare all of these things over here. I'm going to grab some end stone, so that way I have it on me there, so that's cool. Spawn an endermite. I don't think I've encountered an endermite. That's weird. But as I go into the end over here, and then boop. So you can see this looks almost identical to what it was at before, and I was toying around with what I wanted to do over here, and I basically want to make this into a bunker, so that way if and, well, not when, but if I wanted to re-engage the Ender Dragon, I can. So I decided to kind of carve this out right here. So this is going to be where the doorway is for this bunker. It'll be a place where I can go and retreat to, if in the event the Ender Dragon is a bit too overwhelming, considering he cannot destroy obsidian. So he also cannot destroy endstone, but this is a bit, you know, safer in that regard. And obviously, the obsidian is not a resource that's technically valuable because there's a ton of it over here. And the way it works with the Ender Dragon is if you go over here and you place a bunch of the Nether stars over here, 1, 2, 3, 4 on these 4 edges right here, that respawns the Ender Dragon, and you'll have more ways to access other points of the end like this over here. And this I actually changed to make it, you know, an actual staircase. So when you go up into the end, you're going to, or rather, you know, into this thing over here, you're going to walk all the way up toward this section right here. And so there's no place for you to move right here. All you're left to do is use an ender pearl and transport into the other section over here. So now you end up over here, and almost the same thing as over here. It's not quite identical, but it's close enough. And I wanted to make a specific spot where you land once you teleport from one of these areas to the other, but you actually land in different spots every single time. So if I mark off one spot, like, oh, I'll decorate the spot where you spawn in back on the main island, it doesn't work that way. So I go back over here, like sometimes you can spawn here, sometimes you can spawn over here, you know, it just really depends. So I didn't bother customizing that at all, but this kind of has like a royal staircase sort of a vibe. And chucking ender pearls into there is actually pretty satisfying. So that's what this looks like right here. When you respawn the Ender Dragon, the only things that are reverted back to normal are the pillars themselves. So you could mine up this entire thing of obsidian right here if you're feeling especially lazy, like I did over here, and deck out a base and do whatever else you want to. So that basically summarizes everything involving the end, and this base is not going to be like the Nether base at all. There is a lot less to do in the end. It mostly involves defeating the Ender Dragon, making sure you're capable of doing that. If you need supplies here or need anything else, this is where you want to be, and you're not going to live here at all. So what I'm going to start with is finishing up this section of, you know, this base right here. And so this is meant to invoke the typical, you know, pillar over here. It's supposed to have the same sort of vibe, except it's decked out in, like, end style. So let's say I go over toward here, and I want to make this base, you know, I want to make it like purr. I want to make it look real nice, okay? And what I'm going to be using is scaffolding to go up from one level to the next. And considering I'm not going to live here, I'm not concerned about a bed. I'm not concerned about any of those other things. Just, you know, bare essentials of, you know, being here and defeating the dragon or harvesting Enderman, Ender Pearls, or whatever else. That's basically what the entire point of this area is. So if I go over toward here, and I'm just going to hollow all this out real quick. And so there is no way, as far as I know, to change the spawn point of which you're at. So, like, you cannot change this platform right here, and coincidentally enough for me, it is obsidian all right here and inside of a given area. But sometimes you'll spawn out in the open, sometimes you'll spawn, you know, wherever. So that's kind of what I'm working with here. And so if I do this, and I'm going to get some scaffolding right here, and, you know, I'm just going to, like, accessorize everything and make everything look as good as it can be. So let me just seal off the top here. And so where it gets kind of interesting is also the windows, because you kind of want windows, you kind of don't need windows. It really just depends on what you're going for. But the utilization thing is going to come into play with what you're actually keeping here. So let's say I go with this. You know what might be good? Actually, hold on. So I'm kind of getting ideas as I go along here. So let me get all this out, because I kind of low-key have an idea. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. So let's say I have this glass. I'm going to make it all purple all throughout here, because obviously being in the end, purple makes a lot of sense and is very stylistically different from what I normally do. So let's go and do this. And I'm going to connect everything, you know, very nicely as it goes on here. Or, you know, a little bit off camera, kind of like what I did with the Nether. But for right this second, I think this might work out well. And you might say, Brian, well, can't you, like, look at the Enderman this way? Do you not want to do that? Like, that seems like kind of a bad idea, right? But let's say I have... What can I do for a door here? There isn't really a door that fits other than the warp door, so I guess I'll go with that, right? That kind of makes sense. I don't know if the Enderman can get through here. I don't believe they can. But let's say I'm right here, right? And if I go into survival mode and I stare at an Enderman, let's see. Boom. Does it not work? Oh, really? Interesting. Okay. So I'm in survival and I'm looking at these guys. But wait, if I do this. Yeah, there we go. All right, so that ticks them off right there. So what I could do, actually, I kind of just thought of something that kind of worked. And I just do this. They're spawning in, and I can just harvest them this way. Interesting. So what I could do is just break all of these glass bits right here. I still get the EXP. I don't believe I get any drops or anything, but that's fine. But I could get rid of all of these. Interesting. Okay. Learning some new things as time goes on here. That's great. Okay. So I can break all these, and this guy is not ticked off anymore. That's good. Excellent. So we'll break all of this. You are terrifying. Stop. Stop. No, you're very loud. Stop it. Stop it. You're creeping me out, man. Stop it. All right, good. Get over yourself. You don't need to do that. All right, so let's break all this. Like, I kind of hate the way this looks, but I kind of feel like it has to be that way. I don't really know. So, because I don't want to have, like, every single wall open, right? I don't need every single wall open. But, like, it works. And the fact that the height of 2 is there, it works out even better. And so if I go through here, right? let's say I have this. Like, I don't even need to leave this area to get a bunch of Enderman harvested. That might work out pretty well. So wait, let me see. I need to have the height difference be there. All right, so you come over here. All right, so you, I can hit you so long as you are 2 blocks down. So if I'm 3 blocks high, like if you go over here, it's a bit too high. So let's say I go into creative right here, and then they get instantly not ticked off. That's great. Awesome. So let's make this all... Ooh, okay, cool. All one level over here. So that way they're not going to mess with me. I'm not going to mess with you. It's going to be just whatever. Clear this all out. You know, that's fine. Pro tip for making terrain look natural if you're in creative mode and not using any other programs or anything. If you just kind of go like this and you hit the terrain kind of like this, you get like a natural sort of curvature to it in a way. So it doesn't look like man-made, and it looks pretty natural. So if you like glide and you destroy everything, it makes it look really nice. So that's a pro tip from your boy, Brian Saviano, BricksOBrian, the one who is not known for making incredibly articulate structures in Minecraft. But hey, you know, I can hold my own just fine. So there we go. Let me adjust this over here. I'm going to cover up this section here because I don't need that anymore. Then over toward here, I didn't realize that glass broke, but oh well. So, how's this looking right here? It kind of invokes a style that I've done previously, but not too badly. What I'm going to need is some end rods. I'm going to get this here. I do not actually want to mess with this. That I do not want to accidentally overwrite, because that is my own. Let's say I go right here. I do want to have a way, like a beacon almost, to signify that this is where the home is in case I do get lost in my way. But that might be proving a little bit harder than I anticipate. So I actually don't mind this right here. I don't mind this at all. So over toward here, one thing I want to do is have this scaffolding. It's going to go all the way up toward the very top right here. Nobody is ever going to mess with this, so I'm not overly concerned about it being here. So like no other mobs are going to come in here, nothing, because it is only the Enderman and apparently Endermite and shulkers that exist. So let's say I have an ender chest down here. Ender chest. The thing that you're going to want to have down here is obviously this. It illuminates a little bit of light, as you can see over there. End rod I'm going to toss right on top of here. That way there's a bit more light as well. You're going to want to go for a standard chest. Okay. So we'll get 2 of these. Bam, bam. Nope. Bam, bam. What you're really going to want to go for, though, the thing that's helpful in the Nether is jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah, so carved pumpkins all throughout here. So they're going to be helpful right inside of here. I'm just going to kind of fill this all in, you know. I'm just holding right-click on here. But... oh, I didn't know that could happen. All right, cool. Well, sometimes you might get a little buddy in here, but you know what? That's fine. Oh, you're going to be loud? Come on. Stop being loud. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Just get over yourself. Stop it. No. No. I've done like 100 episodes of this playthrough. Stop it. All right. Anyways. All right, so I'm going to have this over here. You're going to be just on display, just chilling. So that way when you spawn in, let's see if I can articulate this properly. If I go... wait, no, I'm going to reset and go like way back into the overworld. So hold on. No, I'm going to spawn in the Nether, right? Let me see. Yoink. There's this. There we go. All right, and I'm going to go back over toward here. All right, try this. All right, so the chest is right here. Interesting. So anything in this area in at least a little bit of an area above is gone. So you cannot bank on any of that happening here. So anything that exists for the implicit purpose of the base has to be around here. And so how that changes my plan? Kinda not really. So let's say I want to go with some scaffolding right here. I'm going to have the scaffolding exist on this section here, and it's going to go up this way. All right? So let's say it goes right up toward here. Now, that's a little bit of an issue, but I guess it's going to work out because it kind of has to, right? Let's say I go... oh, that's the wrong section. Okay, no, I want it to be toward the back. This back wall right here. So it's going to go all the way up like this. Okay, right through the top. And then I know, like, all of this I can still do, like, in survival mode as well. So none of the techniques I'm using are overwhelmingly complex or anything. It's just a matter of me refining everything as well. So there's all this. It's going to go up like this. Okay, so it's going to be available on 2 sides for you to really mess with whatever you want to in regard to the Enderman and whatnot. And again, I don't want to mess with this. I want to keep that. I don't want to overwrite it accidentally. So that way, when you're going into here, okay, you have... I guess I can make these glass, right? That looks disgusting. Ugh, wait. Hold on. What if I just did that? Is that okay? That looks fine, right? Nothing's gonna hurt me here. Or it shouldn't hurt me here, at least. It's only... No, it's 3 high all throughout. Okay, so 3 high over here. Yep. Okay. Right? That looks good, I think. So right through here. Boop. There we go. So that way you can still look at everything here. This is chilling. So that way you can look at Enderman. They're not going to bother you. You know, they're not going to whatever. They're still available on all sides. That's cool. And now I can go down toward this way, spawn into here, and then boom. So technically, if I found out how many blocks above, like I don't need this whole section here, but I guess it's fine. So let me just basically redo everything that I just did before, except make it, you know, usable. Let's say I have this right here. I'm going to clear out this upper portion as well. I don't know what texture I want to make the walls in here, because the walls are unaffected. I don't need to worry about the walls at all. They're just kind of there, so that's good. There's all that right there. Okay. Block that in. Beautiful. All right, so the ender chest makes its return over here. Cool. That's going to go right here. In terms of beneath here, we're going to go with some end stone, I believe, to make it a bit more polished over toward this way. So that's cool. This might end up being like end stone on the walls as well, but I'm not quite 100% on what I want to do. That did not work out as I wanted it to, but you know what? That happens. Okay. There we go. Over toward here. Bam. All right. Cool. So I basically have what I need in general over here. Let's go with this. Boom. All right. So now when I pop into the end, I have this all the way over here. The things that I'm going to need inside of here, if I were to equip myself properly, are going to be bows and arrows. More importantly, arrows. So I'm going to get a bunch of these in here. Just a stack, and it's going to be all littered all throughout, just to make it that much of a pain when you're dealing with everything in here. So, yep, there we go. Cool. Just like that. What else do I need to do? I could make these per. That doesn't look too bad, right? I think it's fine. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Over toward here. You know, I'm just trying to, like, exemplify everything that the end is. The per pillar would actually look better instead, because it's a pillar and that's how it's supposed to be. 1, 2, and then nope, 3. All right. Yeah, something's definitely going to change with all of this end stone, I think, but for right now, it should be fine. In here, I should actually put, you know what? In this section over here, I'm going to put a bunch of jack-o'-lanterns just because, just like I did last time. What else would I need? Because I kind of have everything I would need over here. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do real quick was make little structures out here. So that way, that looks kind of weird, but it looks like weird in a good end way. The thing that I wanted to do was make little bunkers so that way, when I'm challenging the dragon, it doesn't necessarily come after me and I can hide from it. Because if I have something pertaining to obsidian around me, it shouldn't damage me. So if I made like little itty bitty huts, right? If it were close, like let's say like in eyesight of the Ender Dragon, but not necessarily, you know, close, right? So let's say like right here, right? I can enter in through here. Nothing's going to bother me. So it's akin to what the base is, but not 100%. So as far as I know, this should not be destroyed when I am challenging the Ender Dragon. It should not be. It could be, and this could all be for nothing, but instead, you know, I'm just going to assume that it's going to be relatively okay. So let's get all this, and I'm going to toss this over here. So the idea behind this is it's going to be basically a little itty-bitty tower that I can hide inside of. So let's say I go into here, and I do this, and it's basically just meant to cover my butt, all right? So now over here, there's going to be this, so that way nothing can get at me, okay? Just, again, a very small contained area, so nothing can happen, right? So I'm going to enter in, like, hide inside of here, right? Hide in here. There is nothing that can attack me in here. It's going to be totally fine. Let's say I put a door. If I wanted to put a door right there, I can, but the Ender Dragon should not be able to harm me, right? I can go right up into here and then attack via, you know, bow and arrow, like, thunk, just like that. And then I can go right on down, just like that. Thunk, right there. You know, whatever. I'm flying up for some reason. How am I flying up? I was flying up with the Elytra. I'm flying with the Elytra right now. That's weird. All right. I was, like, weirdly flying up. Hold on. Let me try that again. That was very, very weird. Let me plug this up while I'm here. Okay. So if I fly... No. 1, 2, 3. Wait. How did I even do that? Hold on. Let me get down here. I don't even know if I'm able to replicate that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't even know what I did right there, but I flew, like, right up. I wasn't in creative mode because I went right into flying with the Elytra, so that's kind of weird, but whatever. So that's basically it. You know, kind of just make something like this so that way nothing can get to me. And I think this is a pretty solid base right here, just for, like, total safety sake right here. And that way, if I do want to stare at an Enderman, I can go into survival mode and then, hey, gentlemen, what's going on? I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. Hey, 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 what's going on, everybody? Who wants an autograph? Who wants... Do you want an autograph? Sir, would you like an autograph? Enderman, would you like an autograph? Yeah, see, they're all, oh, Mr. Brian, you're my favorite online personality. Oh, I love you so much. La, 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 la. You know, all that. You just get all rid of them right there. Yeah, just like that. Look at that. Beautiful. They can't touch you even a little bit, and they are gonzo. Look at all that EXP, baby. They're not getting rid of you whatsoever. Now, the only complication could be if they take some things from the top of your tower there, but it should be fine, you know? They could, but yeah, whatever. So that's the idea behind the end. I think that's a pretty solid end base overall. Nothing too crazy over here. Just enough to have, and you can make these bunkers kind of everywhere. But the fact that they are obsidian is good. They'll take every other type of block, it seems, except for endstone and obsidian. So they could take this stuff, but just for the sake of looking good, I think this looks totally fine. So that's the idea behind all this. I hope you've enjoyed this little end excursion. This is the last time I'm going to be in the end, and this is the last showcase for it right here. So it's pretty awesome to see overall. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I'm going to get rid of this structure right here because I don't need this right here. Re-challenging the Ender Dragon is not something I've wanted to do. It just doesn't really appeal to me. Not a lot of EXP, not a lot of whatever. And yeah, still, somewhere the Wither is out there, man. I don't know where on earth it went, but it's out there and it's not for me to discover. So whatever. I want to thank you guys and girls for listening, watching, tuning in, and meowing it out with me as always. My name has been Brian Saviano. BricksOBrian. I'm going to dive headfirst into here. Back into the Nether we go. And I'm going to head back home up toward where our house is and whatnot. And that's all she wrote for that one. So I hope you have an amazing day. And I'll talk to you again next time for more 101 Things to Do in Minecraft. Have a good one. Bye.